So here we go, an old school, super quick. We're not really as prepared as we want to be. Stock compact build. We got this. This is an 05 Cobalt. We are going to throw her on the trailer right now and take her. If you're someone that has seen my kind of final build videos, you've noticed that I don't have my sign. Got the old school L10 on the door. Haven't drilled in my hood or my trunk yet. Haven't got the doors locked down with both the seat belts as well as the duct tape, but we're going to do that once we get there. But she is ready to go. We had a little bit of an issue today. Put the vehicle in like a security mode, like security lock mode, and turns out, shout out again to Lucas, if he ever stumbles into these videos, it's as easy as you turn it over, and it doesn't work, of course. The little security icon's on. Leave the key on for roughly 12 minutes and then turn the key off, leaving the battery terminal connected, of course. And then after you turn it back over, it should no longer be in security mode, which is what the issue with this one was, which is why we are coming in so hot. So if you ever have that happen, there's a trick to try to get it out of security mode. Pretty simple overall, but she is a solid running derby car, even though she's coming in a little hot. The only weakness, as you can see, the radiator, this one hit a deer, the lady that was driving it, so it just bent the hood up a little bit. The core is fine, but the radiator was all busted up, so I just have it looped there, again, with my pressure release. I can't remember exactly what it's called, but Amazon has it. Use the heavy-duty clamps because it'll take some pressure and make sure little runoff hose there. Again, very simple, and you have to have it to loop your lines. I didn't for a while, and I blew the line. But these control arms, they are weak. This one's not too bad, but you can see there's a little hole right there, just like the one I ran in the beginning of the year was. This one over here, however, is super weak. So you can see right there, it is weak. We're taking it to Jamestown, which is a big pit. And the rule of thumb, why we're taking her is one, think the driver can do his job to keep his wheels clean. And if not, well, then we're going to have her loaded on the trailer. But two, and the reason why we're kind of throwing it together late is that old girl over there, control arms are super clean. And whenever we're scrapping her, which we're not totally sure if it's done yet, but if it is and when it is, we're going to take the control arms off that and put on this girl. So I said, you know, a lot of work to take these ones off. Everything's ready to go. Why don't we throw it in the pit? Jamestown, PA, place never been to, and see what happens. So motor, so this one is direct fuel into the top. Right there is the main fuel line. Again, a high pressure clamp there to keep it bolted down. You'll see I don't have any spray foam or anything. That's how hot we're coming in. Just tied up the wires, which should really be fine anyways. Left in the plastic air box because this Ecotech, it needs this plastic air intake on top of the throttle body, and even with that, I cut mine off first on that 07 and didn't have an issue, but then it had an issue. It wasn't running right, and then it really wasn't running right, and this one was sputtering when we first put it on. So with that, it seems to run a little better. But have the fuel line. It's actually Lucas, buddy of mine, that's his tank that is there, so it's not mine that has the stock tank in it, but rather just the main fuel line running to it, and then it's just got air lines running off it as there's no return on this motor. So pretty simple setup. It's got his internal pump he just continues using. I think it's a Cavalier one, or it might be something else, but it's what he runs typically with his Cavaliers. Got my battery box, it's just sitting there, but the fuel line with this one, as soon as I hit the terminal with both the positive and negative, it is pumping fuels because I have it run right into the terminals there, the negative and then the positives on the side here. And these Cobalts, if you know anything about them, they got all sorts of these. There's your big fuse, as well as this thing here is something that you need. Well, he had cut into the wires for the stock, which I run with my Cobalts, both of them this year. So a little bit of different setup, but overall pretty much the same. You can see how wires are everywhere. As soon as I get there, I'm going to zip tie all that up. Again, we are coming in hot and just want to kind of get there, and then we'll finish tightening up. So we'll make a little final look. I was able to at least quickly kind of bend the trunk, just a couple, 3 or 4 shots with the jack under the trunk, pick it up. There's my battery charger there, taking up to the truck. But yeah, otherwise that is it. So kind of a little bit of a different, quick final look. Throwing her on the trailer. We're going to finish her up once we get there. Again, pretty simple stock setup, no stock tank this time. That was ultimately what did me in with the last one. I got the back end so beat in that it ruptured the fuel lines as the tank actually was moving and the lines ultimately went. So here she is. We'll throw at the end of this video, once we have it all in line and buttoned up at the track, a final look. But 2005 Cobalt, we're gonna see if we can have some fun and hopefully have a car left to button up for another run.